Hello, guys, digital marketers, digital nomads, and copywriters, or people that want to make a living selling stuff online. Today is a really important Facebook video. Not just about Facebook. Today we're going to talk about how we can improve our click-through rate, or CTR. As you can see here, if you've never seen this word, is the meaning. CTR is click-through rate. So we can see here, according this company that provides this, that says that there's right now really low CTR. As you can see, is like you can see a lot of people go through the pages and your ads and the whole web, and they can see that it's really low. The highest industries right now is like maybe pet supplies, maybe I don't know. This is here B2B. Also maybe consumer goods, beauty products. Those are the highest, or the services. So as you can see here right now, it's really low. What's the meaning of this? So this is like the percentage of people that see your ad and then go and click it. So yes, so maybe you have just 1,000 clicks, and then from those 1,000 you can see that just people clicked just 10 times. So that's why it's important to talk about this subject. And why it's so important? Because the more people click your ads, then you have more opportunities to sell something. This doesn't mean it sells. This is just the people that click. But it's up to you to make people to buy once they click your ad. So what can you do to improve the CTR? But the most important thing is to improve your sales. Because imagine if you get to people to click one or twice, 2%, or maybe they watch 100 people watch your ad and they just one click. So what are the chances you're gonna sell more and convince people that you have the best products or service? So this is the video for you then. So that's why I like to do these videos, because they help people that do marketing on Facebook, people that do marketing on Google AdWords, on any platform. You can do it in Bing and Yahoo, or in Instagram, or maybe now in TikTok. So that's why it's so important for you to pay attention. If you are a professional, or maybe you are working for somebody and you want to improve, so this is the video too. And if you have really good things, tell me so I can follow you. So today is important. Also, if you are just new in the industry, you want to sell more products and services, you are now unemployed and you're looking on the web to make money, or also you are one of those brave and rebels that they just quit their jobs and they want to make a living by themselves, I have to say good job, because I've been doing the same for many years. So I'm not a person that I can work really good for a company or maybe to be an employee. I can work for people, but not for all people. And I don't like to be employed, so I have the same feelings. And once you start selling, then you know that you don't depend on anyone, just your own effort. But also, if you are making good, then it's your fault. And if you are not doing good, also it's your fault. But today, this is the chance you can improve. And why so important? Just let me tell you, before we talk about how can you improve your CTR or CTR and start taking off your sales. There's like 3 people here. As you can see here, these are all-time entrepreneurs and copywriters that they have a lot of books, and they're really good, and also their info products, they sold millions of dollars in the United States. Now they're older and they just maybe do sometimes webinar, or maybe they just work for big guys, and then they charge 50,000 for a sales letter. So this one is one, so you should buy his books. This is a really good one. Also, they have a podcast. They don't have a lot of information, but their books are really good. So this is the John Carton. He says he's the most rip-off copywriter. So because he said when he was starting his career, people ripped him off. So he was a songwriter and a singer, and from that one he moved to the world of copywriting, and he is now a legend in the United States. So why I'm talking about these people? And the second one is Dan Kennedy. This is the Lord of Lords. Mr. Dan Kennedy is really good. He's a renegade marketer. That's the name he has made for himself. And this guy has really good books like this one, The Ultimate Sales Letter. This is wonderful. This is really good information if you want to do copywriting. And also the other one is Gary Halbert. But the problem with his, he has just some information on Amazon. There's not a lot of books about him. He has his sales letter, but also all the information. Also, you can go to this video on YouTube and look for Joe Polish, and he has an interview. It's like an hour and a half. So he wrote all these really good ads that sold millions of dollars, like this one about this perfume and all of those. So why I'm showing these three, there's more, like Gene Schwartz, there's Ogilvy, and there's Joe Sugarman. What I'm telling you about these people, like the three of them, they never finished the university. One. And the second, all of them agree, like these two, they agree that when you're writing a sales letter, you should use the language of a fourth grade person. Yes, Dan Kennedy says he always writes so even a kid from the fourth grade can understand. He never used like jargon or like really complicated stuff. Because one of them is Jay Abraham. When you hear him, the first time I listened to him in a podcast, I couldn't understand what he was saying. It's so complicated to understand him. But this guy make everything so easy and uncomplicated that even a kid can buy something from the internet. So you see, and they agree, both of them, they say, bring me a salesman that didn't finish, the university, just went to high school. And if he's a good salesman, or even if he's a bad salesman, I can make him a good copywriter. Because they both agree that the fourth grade language is the one you have to use when you want to buy something online. So this is so important for you and me. And right now I acquired through the times like a bachelor's degree in business. But you don't have to have it, I don't need it. I can sell things online. I don't need a title or something that tells me, you can do this or that. The problem with the copywriting jobs in LinkedIn and what's the other one? Glassdoor, and in other companies like LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and Indeed. Oh, to work as a copywriter, you have to go through the university. You have to study journalism. You have to study English letters, English literature, and so on. So that's why they both agree. Like Dan Kennedy, he was a salesman. He used to sell, a lot of stuff house to house. He used to have his car and sell door to door. And this allow him, to know how it's like go. And if you don't sell, you don't eat. So the difference between the kids, they finish the university and they want to be copywriters, is they never had a need. Some of them, like a 2% or 1% will be good copywriters. But the other 98%, they just be writing, and that's it. And it's going to be their job. They don't have I don't know, like they don't have it in themselves, that need that comes and that excitement when you sell something, something that when you work as a salesman, and I work some years in the States for Verizon, and a company that name is Face to Face. I had to go knock on doors and sell Verizon files from door to door. So and it wasn't the first time in Mexico in the Mayan Riviera, close to Cozumel and Playa del Carmen. I used to be an OPC. An OPC is a street salesperson from the timeshares, I was working there. Then I didn't like it because, it was a lot of, I don't know, a lot of people are making a lot of money in timeshare, but I didn't like the environment. So I have to move and start selling tours, and then I sold cars, all kinds of stuff. So now I have the experience through the years to reading all these books, practicing. I have my own successes, selling a lot of things in the United States. Different things, different stuff, cars and, supplies, coffee makers, all kinds of stuff, and, services and also software. So that allows me to have, a good foundation. So after I start like getting all these books and start reading them, I came up with this sales letter. So after I went through all this wisdom, and of course I have my own, gift to write stuff and selling stuff, but I came up with the idea of make this B2B sales letter that is a PowerPoint presentation. And then I uploaded, as you can see here, was like almost like 6 years ago. And the sales letter keeps repeating and having a lot of people asking for services. So I have a lot of leads through this sales letter. And these people agree that, a sales letter will change your company forever. If you have a good ad, it's going to bring you a lot of customers. So that's why it's so important for you to pay attention, because now we're going to teach you some things that I learned through the years that they're going to make one, your CTR go up, and the second one is your close or your click per action also go up, because the click per action is when you pay something to have an action, maybe download something or to sell something. So that's why if you want to increase your sales and your bottom line, then you have to pay attention to this one. So as you can see here, is one of my successes. 97,166 times people have watched my ad, a PowerPoint presentation that I came up at after reading these books, and I have these successes. So this is one of my successes. I have other ones. They have 80,000, 50,000, 40,000, but this is my number one ad that I use all this wisdom to have this, and through this one acquire a lot of leads and customers. So that's why, let me show you some secrets of these people that are famous. So you can see it's just not like trying to teach you from somebody, I never have done it. It's like trying to teach you how to swim, and I don't know how to swim. No, in this case, I'm gonna show you that I have the experience through the years, and I'm just gonna pass it to you. So this is one of the ads that one of this person wrote. I think it was Gary Halbert or somebody else that wrote this ad diet. But through this ad in the newspaper, they sold like thousands and thousands of copies of a diet books, and maybe it was like a product they have to buy, and then they have this diet. So a lot of people through this ad lost weight, but the most important thing for the person who wrote this ad is that they make millions of dollars through this one. So I'm going to teach you the 3 steps that Dan Kennedy teaches. The first one is, there's 3 ways to increment sales and also the CTR. The first one is you have to take of account of 3 things. The first one is the market, then the message, and then is the media. So you don't have to buy these books, but if you want to buy them, all these 3 ones, they agree in the first one. Why is so important the market? Like in the days of direct mail response or direct response marketing, they just offer this in magazines and in newspapers and everything, in books and booklets and brochures. So they have these ads. They have a lot of people that wrote these newspapers, and then in the middle of the newspaper they open and they came up with this ad. So the first one is so important because the market, you have to take the consideration the market. Let's say you want to be, now after recession, you want to sell a product or service. Could be a information or knowledge product, which is a new name. It's a knowledge product. Used to be many years ago information product, but that sounds too cheap. Now we call them knowledge products. I have sold knowledge products about diets, about self-help, also about marketing. So that's why I tell you that is so important, but you have to know who is your market. You have to know the avatar of your customers. And you'll see through this experience copywriters, and now after reading so many books, I'm going to teach you why they were doing right to accomplish these 3 things. So the first one is you have to know your market. Let's say now you're going to have this sell this product for window cleaners. You have a marketing system so they can make more money. Marketing product for window cleaners, maybe carpet cleaners, for different industries or small and medium-sized businesses. Is what Dan Kennedy did a lot through the years and make millions. And then now you have to have a niche, a target market. This is so important because if you start just selling to anyone, the problem with the social media marketing is just you open the window and then you have your ad, and sometimes anyone can read it, or sometimes we upload videos on the web, but we have to talk to this main group of people. Like, for example, in my ad that I make for Mexican restaurants, all the people that and how you can increase sales in your restaurant. And then, 97 people that they have a restaurant, they came and they saw how they can increment sales. But at the end, I make a strong call to action to call me. So that's why it's so important. You should know who is your market, what car they drive, the psychography, between the demography, all these things that are so important for the people, because when you're trying to know who are you gonna talk to, then you have to know this. So let's see the example of this master, and in this case, they say the amazing diet secret of a desperate housewife. So if you're the most important purpose of the marketing is to attract the good customers and reject the bad customers. So this is your work through the marketing and through your sales letter, not just to attract. You have to repel. You have to attract the good customers, and you have to repel the tire kickers or people that they're not going to buy. So that's why they say there's riches in niches. And this is so important because, this is a very good niche, wives, desperate housewives. Sounds like a show, a TV show. But this is so important. Why? Because you are talking just to, a chunk or slice of the pizza. You don't want to go to the whole pizza or the whole enchilada. So you have to take one piece of the market, and you have to talk and call and give all the attention to that part of the marketing that you are, or the market that you are, targeting. So how this person is doing it? First of all, if I'm in a newspaper and I'm a husband and I see this desperate housewife, I don't care. I move on to the next page. Online it's the same. You see an ad and it's not for you, you click away. So it's the same. But what about for a wife, a diet for a wife or a desperate housewife? So there's many words that they're using, like the amazing. Right now, I don't suggest to use amazing, but still you can use it. But it's not as strong as it used to be. Diet, but a secret. So everyone wants to know a secret. But these two words, amazing and secret, now they're like too used. But in those days, they were the best. So as you can see here now, this master copywriter is targeting just a one person. Their avatar is a wife, What kind of wife? And you will see in the first part. And she says here, my name is Nancy Pryor. I'm a 35-year-old. I'm a housewife and a mother of 3 children. I would like to tell you something personal about myself. So you see, as you can see here, this master copywriter, they already make the market research. That is one of the most important parts. So there are 3 pillars, that sustain marketing. If this pillar is weak, then the roof is going to collapse. So if you don't know who is your market, you don't know who are you writing to, then you're going to be lost. You have to be specific. If you want to do maybe marketing services, you have to start for maybe Mexican restaurants. Like Joe Polish started with carpet cleaners. That was his niche, and helped him to sell thousands of dollars. And then he started teaching what it was his success and all the experience to other marketers, and start going through to the roof with his marketing and making a lot of money. So in this case, as you can see here, the master copywriter, he knows that he's referring to somebody, first of all. And if you notice also, he's using a story. Let me tell you about my story. Everyone wants to know stories. So this is the story that happens to be the target market. And the target market, as you can see, is a 35-year-old woman that is a housewife, has 3 children, and he has a problem. What's her problem? Let's see. That's why, Joe Sugarman says you have to put these seeds of curiosity. They want to know what's her problem, because he's not saying the same paragraph. The next one says, one day, last September 1st, just broke down and started to cry. Why was she crying? So you see, this is the market. Her market is women between 30 to 40, because 35 is almost 30, 40 is almost 35. So this is 10 years of women, that are targeted. Why? Because if you keep reading the copy, it says they have a problem. They can't lose weight. So they are interested. And right now I was checking, the data. Even the 76% of American adults, they're buying, these supplementary, all these vitamins and things, because they want to lose, they want to, control. They want to, very much they want to keep eating, but they don't want to have the effects, of eating. So they have a lot of problems. They can lose weight. They suffer. They're being through a lot. They struggle and struggle, she says here in the copy. So that's why, as you can see here, a master copywriter has to take in consideration his list. And those days, there's a lot of people that sold these lists of mail or mail lists. In this list, there were a lot of addresses and directions of people that were interested in something. They will start making niches, and they said, if you just take any, mail list that covers everyone, and then you send 10,000 letters, you just lost $10,000. Why? Because you are just going through everyone, and your target is just a certain age or certain people, certain population, maybe just young kids, maybe young girls, maybe married people, like entrepreneurs, things like that you have to take in consideration. That's why the avatar of your customer is so important when you are doing this. Why? Because you have to know, if it's male, female. In this case, it's a male. In this case, also, she's a mother, so you can appeal to other mothers through this copy. And the other problem is she is struggling with weight, on her weight control. She's just trying to be careful. She sits here for 2 months. She's been good. And then just one weekend start like eating. And then the next Monday, she start gaining the weight back. So that's why it's a sad story from this lady. But as you can see, the master copywriter, and this is what the thing I want to tell you, you have to take in consideration your market. And before, in the days of those mail lists, they have it today, If you're a good direct response person, you can still make money. But if you're going to do it on Facebook, on YouTube, on social media, maybe in Google AdWords, you have to be really specific. That's why the next one is the message, So the first one is the market. Now you know who is your market. In this case, it's 30 to 35 years old woman with kids, Could be 3, could be 5, could be just 2. And they have the same problem. So this is a good niche of desperate wives that they need a solution for their, for problems they have with their weight, or the weight control. So this is the first part. So the next one, we have to move on quickly. The next one is first of all is the market. Then the next one is the message. So that's why it's so important. And Dan Kennedy is teaching this. Joe Sugarman, they said it's really important to write. That's why there's copywriters. As you can see, these people are specialists, not just in in the three pillars of marketing, because they know how to do everything. That's why they're so wonderful. Because if they just they're good copywriters and they don't know and they don't market and they don't they don't have a target, then they can be really famous, but then they're gonna be really poor and without money. Because that's the difference. When you go and target this market, then you're gonna have money, and then you're gonna keep doing your business. But if you don't do it well, then you're just gonna lose your money. And we have a lot of stories of people that they lost a lot of money on advertisement because they got excited. People that before people use the television, the radio, and they use like magazines and the written word, but right now is really hard to be specific, but that's why we're talking about this subject. So the next one we say is the message, and these people are specialists, in writing messages. Even if you remember, I like Charles Atlas, this corporation that sold millions of dollars of these books that help people, to gain some muscles and stop being skinny, you know. Guy, and in the case of Gary Halbert, he sold millions and millions of dollars. The same Dan Kennedy, and also John Carton, Gene Schwartz, and many other ones like Ogilvy and other wonderful copywriters. So that's why the message is so important. But the message they have to address the market, you know. So as important is your market research as the way you're gonna write the letter. Because imagine this amazing diet secret, and just keep wives. And let me tell you how you can lose weight fast and easy, And then you don't have a target, and then who just people are gonna start, skipping the page, skipping your ad, and things like that. But when you go to a market, and then you write to that market that is specific, then you're gonna have more success. And then you're gonna tell them, that there's a lot of people like you, and this person found a solution for your problem. And then you wanna know because you are a housewife, because you have kids, and then you can't lose weight. So that's why it's important for you to pay attention, because when you have a good ad that it has all these things, and you can write these books or read these books, and just read about the experiences of these people, how they do it. But as we can see here is the whole sales letter that is telling the people, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And even if you do this and put it in a PowerPoint and then with pictures, you can have success. And then people will go to your business and buy your products or services. That's the story with the internet and social media. If you have a good story that appeals many people, then you're going to have a lot of success. And that's why Dan Kennedy says that you can be just a sales letter away of success. Other people, they say you are a video or a commercial video away from success. The problem is like people, they don't know how to write these ads. That's why it's important to use this specific and to talk about this person, about these problems, and then start telling them that you went through the same story, and I was teaching you, if you can see all my videos, how I'm talking about the slippery slide method and also the inciting incident when people they relate to you. I was talking about Peter Parker, that he was a teenager with family problems. He was nerd, he had pimples, he was ugly, and women didn't like him until what happened? Something. The inciting incident was when this spider bit him and then became Spider-Man, the amazing Spider-Man. So you see? So it has the same, pattern. It has the same story because this woman was struggling. So when Spider-Man was written, it has a niche. And this specific niche was teenagers with problems. And this Spider-Man is even like more like, young people relate more because so many divorces, so many kids without dad, single parenthood is just, alarming in everywhere, not just in the States, in Mexico, and many countries. So more kids relate to Peter Parker than ever. So it's the same when you want to talk to a specific niche, you have to talk to a specific people that they have a specific problems. And it's when Gene Schwartz says you interrupt the conversation going on in your mind. When you see the struggle that other person is having, you relate yourself to that person, and then you get hooked and trapped in the advertisement. So anything you're gonna sell, maybe I love the story of this Canadian woman that I heard, I think in Digital Marketer podcast, you can find the story. It's a woman that her son, he was a little boy, maybe 3-4 years old. He has eczema, and this eczema is when your skin it looks like scales, and then you start scratching and scratching, and your hands are really, really dry. The soft part is like this one, or even worse, it's just dry, and it feels like a lizard skin. So the kid has this problem, but they say one day, got the breaking point. And as you can see here, it's the same story. That's why when she wrote the story, I was thinking the same. But it's over and over the same story. What happened? The breaking point. And he's talking about the last straw. The last straw was when she came back and then she didn't lose weight. She gained it back and she said, I have to lose weight. She was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And this woman from Canada, the same. They said the breaking point of the last straw was when the little kid started like scratching all night, and then in the little bed and in the little pillow there were a lot of spots of blood because the kid was bleeding from scratching so much. So then the lady says, I have to do something about it. And then silence. So she started researches, and then she started doing research about medicine, alternative medicine, because she tried everything. And then started making her own concoction. She heard about these herbs and started buying on Amazon and eBay, and even from other countries start buying these herbs, and she makes this concoction, a mix, and then start putting it in the hands of the kids, and wow, in just 2 weeks the kid stopped bleeding and her skin started recovering, and it looks really nice. Then she went to Facebook group about eczema and then told people, I have these results, you want to try a little bit? And then he shared with everyone in the group, and all the people have the same changes. And then as people start asking for more and more, until she start having the patent, and then she make the products and service, and now she's even selling this on CVS and large stores like Walmart and other drugstores. So you see, it's the same pattern. The problem, people relate to you, and then you find the solution. So you have to do the same with your copywriting. People have to relate to you. They have to see your weakest point. You have to show, like when they came up with Superman, they were thinking, Superman is too good. Nobody's going to relate to Superman. Not even the rich and famous. Nobody's going to relate to Superman. That's why they came up with kryptonite, with something that is his weakness. And now, thanks to the kryptonite, Superman is now weak. It's like, so we can relate to Superman. So that's the purpose of your copy. People, they have to relate to your product, your service. But this is not going to happen until you target the message to a specific person, and then start writing all these things. I'm not talking about many things because I taught during the other videos, but you can see it's the same. You have to have these parts. The people, they want to learn the story, and then they get hooked, and each paragraph they want to know more about the other one and the other one, and finally they want to know what's going to happen. So that's why, have you heard about AIDA? Or it's AIDA, it's attention, desire, and then the next one, you have to move the emotions, and then the last one is the call to action. So if the people go through this slide or this toboggan and they go down, they want to go down, there's nothing that they're going to stop them until they go here and they know about the guarantees, no risk. If you don't have the results, send us the book back. So, and then they feel confident. The emotional mind is so excited to buy, and then the logical mind stopping them. But when the logical mind says no risk, guarantee, all your money back, and then both of them, they're happy, and then you start selling and selling and selling. And the last part, but not the least, is the media. So that's why it's so important for you, if you use Facebook ads, to know that Facebook goes to a specific markets. You can see here, all these markets, Facebook, they have it targeted for you. So you don't have to go and check once upon a time, these marketers like Gene Schwartz, maybe Gary Halbert, maybe Dan Kennedy, when they were young, they have to buy this list from people and then make a test and maybe a split test and start looking for the best list. Now we have target markets. and Facebook. But not just on Facebook, you can find them also on Google AdWords. Because Google AdWords, they have they call them the display network. Displays network is all these blogs, like the same one. There's blogs about all of this stuff. You can go to a legal blog, and they give information about something, and then there you find an ad, and then you go and click. Also, you want to know about fitness? Also, the display network is gonna take you to YouTube. There's a lot of people doing fitness, and then you can put an ad, and then people that relate to you, they're struggling with weight, you can go there and download their diets and supplements or whatever you're selling. But as you can see here, all these markets now, they're nichified by Facebook. Just you have to provide all the information about your avatar of your customer. And then in this case, we can see, like, for example, let's talk about this ad. This ad, as you can see here, the amazing diet of a desperate housewife that is sharing her diet, that she lost weight finally, and she lost, I see here, have lost 75 pounds, So all these things, if you want to be more successful, you can put it in those magazines that are specific to a woman, married woman, all these women that they do crochet, women that do everything, gardening, all these things. You can put it on Facebook, and right now there's a lot of people trying to lose weight. There's groups of Facebook. That's why Facebook is so smart. That's why they got in so much trouble, because they know how to do a perfect market research, because you give them so much information about yourself that then Facebook goes and sells this to people. So Facebook, they know everything about you, the dark side, the good side, everything that you do, what you hate, what you love. That's why political campaigns, they have been successful through the use of Facebook. Like when Obama was president, he used Facebook, he used social media, and that's how he won to be the president of the United States many years ago. So as you can see here, now you have to choose what is the best media. And in this case, the media could be either Facebook, which is wonderful, or Google AdWords. Facebook is more targeted because they know more information about yourself. They even have pictures. Even, when you upload a picture and you're kind of overweight, each of those pictures, they have a value on the algorithm. So if you are overweight, then it has a value. And then when you're looking for people, all those pictures and videos of yourself, they're going to be used to help you to lose weight, not against you. It's just to help you to find what is good for you. So all this data is there so you can sell anything. So let's say that your market is the B2B, It's when you sell things for other people to make their business more successful. Maybe you are a supplier of products and services, raw supplies. Maybe you sell like services like software or SaaS, sales of a software as a service, something like it. If you have like a finances and insurance, fitness, home improvement, it doesn't matter where you sell, like real estates. You have to go through these ones, and they have a niche, specific people among those 2 billion people that they have those interests. But first of all, you have to know everything about them. Second of all, you have to know maybe what groups are following, and this is what is the amazing about the groups. There's groups about loss weight, about how to lose weight control, diets. There's this copy from this. So I just want to open this website. The name is Reddit. So that's why I was thinking that Facebook pretty much copy the Reddit. He's copying each one. Like TikTok, they put all these short videos also on Instagram. He's trying to copy everything to have their own people, so they don't come up with other social media. And Reddit is the case. Like for example, let's talk about psoriasis. So you go to this group, and then you start to know what is going on. So even in Reddit, you can buy ads and start selling your product or service. But also you can do it on Facebook. Here, all people are talking about this. So if you want to have a solution for psoriasis, like this woman from Canada, and then you go to Reddit, you're going to find all these groups, and you're going to know all their conversation that is in their mind. Now they're sharing it here. And then if you have something that is truthful, something that really is going to help these people, then you're going to have thousands of people that are going to buy your product or services. But you have to know who is your market. What are their number one, worries? What is the thing that they start like making them, to be all night long without sleep? Like this guy, is showing, his skin or something. So imagine if you're a young one and if you have really low self-esteem, and then you have this horrible psoriasis. Then you start thinking, this mess up your self-esteem. They mess up your, to self-value, and then you get depression. You think nobody's gonna like you, things like that. And then when you use that information, you're gonna use it in an ad, like in the case of this desperate housewife diet. So that's why it's important that everything that you sell, just go to Reddit and then start reading about the product or service you're gonna buy, or in this case to sell. And then start selling something that is gonna help people to improve their lives and their skin. And once you do that, then you have a really strong, like we say, market. You know your market, you know how they feel, they think, all the problems they're facing, and then you go to the next one. That is the message, according to this problem and this group of people, you start writing an ad. And the last one is to go to the same people and tell them, I have this solution for this problem. So that's why it's so important. Even if you have like a concoction that you can do, and you can tell them, I just write a book about psoriasis, all the plants that are beneficial and that help me a lot. Even you can sell those things. We call them knowledge products or information products. And then you can sell to this market, and then you're going to be successful. Why? Because first of all, you have a good product or service. Then to have a good marketing, you need a good market, that is ready to buy this stuff. They're desperate and everything. And then you come up with a strong sales letter. And then you use the media, where the fishes are. You can just go in any place where the fishes are not here. And that's why Google AdWords goes specific. Because, for example, if I go to psoriasis treatment, you see, I go right straight to the head. You see, there's a lot of people with these problems, and then you can sell your product here. The problem is like if you're just starting selling your product or service, this is not the place. This is for big fishes, big crocodiles. Right? And if you see those documentaries, they help me to know that the biggest croc eats more. And in this case, you have all these Fortune 500 companies spending, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 every day on marketing and on ads. The chances that you have, first of all, is just start writing, have some SEO or search engine optimization. The second one, just go specific to Reddit or go to the group on Facebook. Let me see if we can find one. So here, as you can see, there's a lot of groups. One is from Mexico, there's 9.2 thousand people, but there's a lot of groups in the UK, Even this guy is smart because now he has the book or something that he's selling. Some people, if it's not like too expensive, then you can sell it really fast. As you can see, there's a lot of people selling their stuff. But this is the right place to sell, because remember, the media, you have to choose where is the media that is going to take you straight to your customers. So that's why if you offer like services to companies, just write to companies. Go in a group, maybe in a Toastmasters group, and then you're going to sell, B2B. If you have services to people of different, just go to Reddit, go to a group in Facebook, and then be part of the group. But what are the things you have to avoid? Just go and put your stuff. Buy this. People hate that. Just go with your story, like this ad that is talking about desperate housewife and the things she found, and then people gonna relate to you, and it's gonna be easier for them, because how much money they spend, these people. They're sick and tired that products that are disrespectful, because they help nothing, and then they keep telling them until the mind start making like cynical mind, and the cynical mind doesn't believe in anything. So that's why it's so important for you to know the feelings, and if you're gonna sell something, just sell something maybe that has helped you, your family, maybe something, or start trying a product or service so you can do the same and start making your own business. So that's why if you want to increase sales and increase your CTR or CTR percentage, now you know the solution. There's no easy solution, just hard work. You have to make the market research, then you have to come up with strong sales letter, and then once you have the sales letter, go to the right place. Of course, Facebook, if they notice you are selling something, it's just gonna ground you. They're gonna disappear your ads. You have to go to Facebook, maybe in the group, and just add information. Be helpful, because if you try to sell something to this group, two things gonna happen. The admin is gonna erase you, or Facebook is gonna tell you, if you want to sell something here, you have to ask for permission and you have to give me some money. So you have to do it. Once you do an ad, you can, once you are doing ads and then there's a psoriasis group, then when it's telling you this ad is going through what target market, and then you put all the groups, in psoriasis or any sicknesses or things that you help. And here we can see the categories: B2B, beauty, consumer services, education. But for all this applies, you have to show people why you're struggling so much with something, and then tell them that you have the solution. If you sell cars, tell them, we have cars, we have 6 months guarantee, we have like a week of guarantee. If you don't like the car in a week, don't worry, bring it back and we're going to give you other one. So things like that are really strong. Healthcare, home improvement, everything that you sell, you have to improve. Remember the market, you have to improve your sales letter or the message, and then use the right media to target and to reach all those thousands of people that are ready to buy your product or service, but if it's real and has changed the life of many people. So I think this is it for today. We took more time than we wanted, but it was so important to let you know these things that you can use to increase sales and increase your CTR and also your sales online. So for now, just I have to say goodbye. Peace.